Hi, everybody. Your designers are here.
I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home. And we've got tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today. So let's get started.
Today is episode 114. What's on your kitchen countertops?
This is very revealing.
Yes, it will be. Girls,
Yes.
let's start talking about what's on our countertops. I have a couple questions, rapid fire questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite thing?
I'm not prepared.
Okay, well, Of course not. I didn't let them know about this. Favorite thing on your countertop?
Antique mustard little crock that's sitting out.
My 6 white pitchers in sitting on a tray.
Whoa, and mine is my Keurig. All
right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, trick question.
What is one thing, if you had to remove one thing from your countertop, what would you remove?
Another bowl. There's hardly anything on mine. So
The toaster.
The toaster. Do, do, do. And I think I would remove, probably my dish soap in my decorative container. One thing that you had to pick up that didn't belong on your countertop. What's the last thing you had to pick up that didn't belong there?
The salt shaker?
There you go. Okay.
A French textbook.
Oh, and mine would be a box from Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's really fun to hear what people have on their countertop and maybe what should belong on your countertop and also maybe what you could take off your countertops. So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
And even though we have an open concept room and the kitchen is open to the living room, so it feels like a very big open space, my countertop space is very limited there. And, on one side of my stove, I actually have my upper cabinets go all the way down to my lower cabinet. So you can't put anything over there. So I have, and, we've talked about it before in the previous episode, all my appliances are in my pantry. So
smart.
So I really just have a limited amount of space to put anything. So really, I just have, a pitcher, a few pitchers that are decorative and one that has, my utensils in it, wooden utensils, and a couple of bowls for bananas and tomatoes. And honestly, and some cutting boards, that's it. I don't have room for anything else.
You have a very large and long island, though.
Oh, yeah. But that's my thing. I don't like that cluttered at all. I think I have right now, like a cutting board and a antique scales on top with some pears in them. And that's all I have on the island. And I can't stand clutter there. And then if it's too tall, I feel like kind of closed off there. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What about you, Kelly?
Well,
what kind of counter space do you have?
I actually have a pretty good amount of counter space. It's broken up a little bit. So I have a section in between the freezer and the refrigerator because those are 2 separate sections. Mm-hmm. And then I have sort of a mid-size run, maybe 2.5 feet, and then my sink. And then I have a pretty long run. It's almost about 6 feet long that dives into the wall. So it's really all on one side. But I don't feel like I am in need of additional counter space. And then I have that Crate and Barrel marble topped metal table that I use.
That's my favorite thing in your house. That is
Thank you. And it's so great.
Pretty.
No one can believe it's from Crate and Barrel. And I love it. So if I want to turn around and if I want to do some cooking,
but what do you keep on that?
Well, I'm just going to tell you. So let's start out with between the refrigerator and the freezer, I just have a small space there. Maybe it's 18 inches wide. So the toaster's there. There's a round wicker tray. So it's just pushed up against the backsplash. Mm-hmm. And then there I have a vintage coffee pot, a silver one, and I keep my tea bags in there. So almost everything that's decorative, that's on my countertops is is also serving some functional.
Well, now,
purpose.
That's a very
now, wait a
good
minute.
point.
I think that's tip of the day.
It's early.
I know. Okay. Oh, Yvonne. Here's the point from what she just said that I want you, the takeaway from that is you're going to need some storage. That's something that's functional that you need, but why not use something beautiful to be functional and store those things? Because you don't have to have something ugly sitting on your countertop.
You should not have anything ugly sitting on your countertops.
So why not find a creative way? I mean, what a great idea. So you've got your tea bags.
Right. And then
stored
tucked
in your
there
coffee pot. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So I have the toaster, which is a pretty toaster. It's perfectly fine. And then this coffee pot that's also silver, like my toaster. And then I just recently decided it needed a little something else over there. So I tucked in, I have a vintage book of, the Julia Child French cooking book, and then a little children's cooking book. So I just tucked those in there. And the coffee pot, I don't have to move it. The lid just flips back, and then I take my tea bag out every morning, and the teacups are above that. Then if you move over by my sink, I've photographed that several times for my blog.
It's
and
gorgeous.
to the right of it, I have something that just looks pretty, and it's always there, and it's an easy vignette to create. So I have a big round breadboard, which, because I have the marble countertops, I always like to have a cutting board or breadboard around in case.
Yeah,
and
good
so
idea.
on that is a vase that it looks pretty filled or not filled. A white pitcher, again, that has a little truffle oil that I tuck inside of it. So it doesn't have to take up space in my pantry. And then I usually have like a little silver something that, again, looks pretty empty, but I can put little sprigs of flowers in it. And then on the other side, I have my block with my good knives. I do have a roll of paper towels, and I would like to see what you guys think about that. And then next to that, I have my tray that keeps those 6 white pitchers I've talked about before, and in them are my olive oil, matches, batteries, kind of the catch-all. I found your earring back.
That's your
and
junk
I put it
drawer.
in there.
That's your
my junk drawer. And then I have a little lamp, which I feel really strongly about having a little lamp in the kitchen.
Lamp that you've talked about.
And next to the lamp, I have a small crock that we put our wine in use, the wine bottle in use in there, the red one. And then next to that, I have another little decorative thing. But again, it's an enamelware coffee pot that opens up. And I don't think I have anything in there. And right now I might have some chamomile tea bags, like, herb teas that I don't really use all the time. So that's pretty much
Actually, that sounds like a lot to me.
Yeah, it does sound like a lot, but isn't it interesting how the times have changed? I mean, remember when you were a kid and the big thing was those covers for the appliances that were left sitting out? Remember?
Oh, yeah. And then we went to the appliance garage. I know my mom had one of those in her house.
I got rid of my appliance garage.
So you have one?
No. When we did a remodel of this kitchen, we got rid of the appliance garage because I strongly believe that if you are not a baker or you don't make homemade pasta regularly, I don't let my big KitchenAid mixer sit out. That's prime real estate.
It's gorgeous, but it's huge.
And I just stick it in the bottom shelf of my pantry, and it just give my arm a workout every once a month or once in a great while when I pull it out to use it for something. If you're going to use it a lot, sure. Or if you are really low, like my daughter has hers out on her counter because they have a very open concept, a very open kitchen. They live in a townhouse in Washington, D.C., and they don't have any place to put it except down on the shelves in the basement, and that's just too hard to lug.
Yeah.
But my kitchen countertops, I have, like you do, Kelly, I have 2 long runs of soapstone, and it's along one wall, and I have the sink in the center, and I keep a coffee station at the one end, the far end, sort of right by our breakfast area, and keep my Keurig there. And instead of keeping my cups on, also, I've done this before. I've had them on a bottle washer. I've arranged cups on there, but it just takes up too much room. I got these darling little, the only thing I can think of is like a very thin curtain rod, but they're small. There are these little thin rods that have brackets that we put into the wall, and it has hooks that you can hang.
I've seen those.
Yeah, and then it has
Great
actually
idea.
a little contraption that you can put a potted plant into.
So did you drill that into your backsplash?
Yes.
Ah, see, that would
Yes.
make me nervous. Then
Well,
it's
it's just it's wood. I have beadboard at the moment. We're going with some marble soon.
okay.
And, but it's amazing. It looks really nice and it doesn't take up any space on my counter. Then I've got another big expanse and I just keep, I have my protein shake mixes, both vanilla and chocolate in big canisters, and I have flour and sugar over there. And then I have pretty teacups because most old fashioned teacups were actually a cup measure. So I have a cup measure in those. And then I have my bread box a white bread box over to the side. And then I have a stove that has a little bit of counter space on each side, a cooktop. And I keep a crock just of my nice and most used wooden spoons. I used to keep like my spider and my mallet and all these other things. And I thought this is just crazy. It's too much. I don't use them all the time. So just what I use almost on a daily basis, because I don't even put my spatulas out there in a drawer next to my stove. And then I have my salt pig and my pepper grinder. And then I just have my other little tiny bit of countertop has a built-in area that I keep behind closed doors. I keep a microwave hidden. So that doesn't really count. And then I have a big, long island. And I actually do put a decoration on that and usually keep a burlap runner just to give it a little warmth because soapstone is beautiful, but it can look rather cold. And I just flip up the one side and that's where I cook. I just flip up my burlap runner and just cook there. So I have other than my Keurig, because we use that all day long, I have no appliances at all. I have a no appliance rule in my house.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good to kind of keep those put up if you can. And, I think what we're really saying is, there used to be a thought to put a lot of decorative things in your kitchen, which tended to be a lot of your appliance. I don't know that those are decorative, but it used to be all your appliances were sitting out and then a bunch of decorative stuff. And it really, I think the thinking was you have all this stuff on your countertop. And now to our eyes now, it just looks cluttered.
It does.
I really basically try to just put the bare minimum, a few bowls for tomatoes and, bananas, just kind of my cooking implements and as little as possible beyond that. I mean, I really I have a beautiful backsplash. I want to see it. And I think too much clutter can really take away from a kitchen.
I could live with two things on my countertop, my Keurig and a bowl that has my nice spoons in to cook. Other than that, everything else. I mean, I could even put my the flour and the sugar. I could put that in my pantry, but I just use it. I just use it so often, and they look nice in big glass containers.
Well, I think that does look nice, but I even keep that in the pantry. So, I mean, just because something looks beautiful doesn't mean you need to leave it sitting out in your kitchen. You really think about if you're overcrowded.
I don't do any food on my countertop other than maybe a bowl of cherry tomatoes, or if there's some fruit, I'll put in a bowl. And lots of times that ends up on the that table island that we were talking about.
So that.
But I find there are definitely 10, 12 inches in between any of the things that I mentioned, and my backsplash is all the marble. So I mean,
you want to be able to see
I want to
that.
appreciate that, and
That's
it looks
right.
really nice. And what I did too, and I really, really highly recommend this if you can get away with it and you're redoing your backsplash or you want to invest in doing a new backsplash, see if your electrician will forgo the outlets along the backsplash. I don't have any outlets along my backsplash.
Lucky you.
I didn't want to break, especially since I was doing the marble. I didn't want to cut it and all that. So what we did was we just put you can buy an outlet strip. Probably can get it on Amazon. Your electrician can get it at an electrical supply store. And that sits under my cabinets and is attached and sits just abutting the under counter lights.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And that's on both sides. So in between the fridge and the freezer, I have it, and then running along that long 6-foot stretch. And so, every once in a while, if I have to play, another reason why I don't like to have appliances on the counter is I don't like to see the plugs. So when we're using the toaster, after I use it, I unplug it and stick it down, which I think you're supposed to do anyway in case a spark or God forbid something like that
I always
happens.
keep that toaster unplugged. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So you're not supposed to really leave things plugged in for I think a few reasons. Being green, and also God forbid if there was ever an electrical spark or something when you're not using it. But there's no can openers plugged in or anything on my counter, and we don't even. I forgot to mention there's a French press that sometimes sits out there, but I don't even have a coffee maker. Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT.
I couldn't survive without a Keurig.
It's huge. I just didn't want it sitting out. I mean, that was the big thing. I mean, every time, that was the thing with the builder. I'm like, I am not looking at that Keurig all day. So
yeah. See, to me, that's a work of art.
It is a beautiful machine.
I mean, I drink coffee all day long. Now, granted, from like 9 a.m. on, it's all decaf, but it's something that I've always done. And so Bobby and I were big coffee drinkers. So the Keurig stays out, and I do have like a little coffee station, but I don't even have a toaster. And my husband enjoys some toast in the morning. But what what that does.
And you say, tough luck, Bobby.
No, we plug it in the island, and he can then shake out all the crumbs, wrap the cord up, and put it back. It takes like,
but here's the
3
thing.
seconds.
With the Keurig, our Keurig isn't sitting out, but it's ready to go all day long.
Right.
I mean, all you have to do is just walk in the pantry and use it. It's not like you have to pull it out, set it on the counter, plug it in. It's ready to go. I just don't have to look at it.
Sure.
So it's a great solution for us. Yeah.
That's a wonderful solution.
How do you feel about the paper towels on the countertop?
Well, you know, I've looked and looked for a really good looking dispenser. I spent hours. I finally gave up and just threw it under the sink. I can't look at it.
I have ours mounted on the door of the sink. Mm-hmm. So when we just open it up, you know, the door up, the paper towels are there for us. I think paper towels on the sink really distracts from how pretty your kitchen
looks. I'm not ashamed to say that I do have a paper towel dispenser on my counter.
Oh, okay. We don't want to make her feel bad.
No, we're not shaming you. So.
I'm joking.
No shame zone.
No shame zone. I'm comfortable with it. I tried it under the sink, and then I would hear from various voices in my house, "Where are the paper towels?" I mean, where did you put the paper? Are we out of paper towels? You know, so I said, okay, forget it. We'll just leave it up. So I tuck mine in with my pretty block of German knives, and there's sort of slides right in there. And usually in front of it is where I put a bowl of fruit or the bowl of like cherry tomatoes. So it kind of blends in.
It's like a little vignette that includes paper towels.
A little paper towel vignette. And then you can
now, Anita, I have a question.
Yes.
Where do you keep your knives?
In the drawer.
See, I have a drawer that has where I've actually got this where it has all these like cork slots. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I have a wood board in my drawer, and then the knives have slots for them. So yes, I have because I have my sabatiers, and I don't want them sliding around, so they're nicely stored in there.
And here's what I have to say: cooking all the time, there are so many knives that you get, like, you know, my kids got for Christmas gifts or in wedding gifts. And I'm thinking, you need a good chef's knife, you need a good slicing knife, you need a good small utility knife, and you need a good serrated knife. And other than that, all the stuff is just auxiliary.
No, I totally agree. And that's pretty much what I have in the selection. And like they call it a chicken scissor, but that's sort of that utility scissor. I love that. I use that all day long.
I love my utility scissors.
And this is something I didn't know. Okay, I can't think of the name of it. It's the German brand with the little man.
Wusthof?
Yes, Wusthof. Okay, so there's a gentleman. He's called the Man of Steel, and he drives around in kind of like a food truck sort of thing. And he does.
Oh, he sharpens your knives.
Sharpen knives.
Oh
right?
my goodness!
Do it yourself. Learn how to sharpen your knives.
Well, now wait a minute.
Let me just tell you about the Man of Steel.
No,
so
on
anyway,
the steel. But on that steel, that just knocks off the burrs. You still need to have them professionally sharpened.
I have a very good sharpener. And I keep them sharp, and I use a steel in between, and my knives are so
how do you sharpen them?
I have a professional sharpener.
Where did you find that?
Through Williams Sonoma.
Oh, okay.
And my dad uses one. He used to use a whetstone. He learned how to do that.
Well, and I want something for my
dull knives are
dangerous
too.
Yeah, they are.
No. See, I would never. I would have them professionally done. Because you'll ruin a good pair of scissors if you don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
I'd never
Can
do
I finish my
scissors.
story about the
Sorry, honey. Sorry. Yes, go ahead.
So anyway,
sorry. We took over.
Ran away with her story. Sorry.
Just saying.
Go ahead.
So anyway, so he parks in the same spot like 3 days a week, and you go there and with your knives. So I did that. I used to bring it to my butcher, and they would do it for you free, but then they sort of stopped doing that, or you have to wait a while. So anyway, the Man of Steel's doing, and I didn't know this, but he didn't see my block. He just had the knives with him, and he said, "Well, does your block have the 2 little men on it or 1 little man for that particular brand?" So apparently, the one with the 2 little men is a better knife.
It's a better quality.
I've heard this before.
Have you? I never knew that.
Yeah, like there's a good, better, best.
See, I have the French brand, so mine doesn't have a little man, but yeah.
Of course you do.
Of course.
Of course you do. Yours has a little profile of Edith Piaf.
Oh, yes. awesome.
Okay, so here's the thing. Remember I mentioned what I most recently removed off my countertop? It was a 9th grade French textbook.
Oh, you didn't say it was a 9th grade, but yes, go ahead.
Yeah, it's 9th grade. So yeah, it's not a vintage textbook. So she left it there. So don't create nor allow people in your home to create a way station on your counter.
Oh, yes, a place to pile things.
Absolutely.
Because if there's a flat surface of which you have plenty in a kitchen, even if it's a small kitchen, you've got flat surfaces. People will leave things there and then go elsewhere. And then what do you do?
Yeah.
Hey, you don't have to be a teenager to have that happen. You can have a husband who likes to leave stuff.
Right.
No, I'm constantly going out and picking up empty grocery bags that are just left there.
Seriously, we call that hot spots.
Yeah.
Clean off your hot spots.
Yeah. Yeah. Because for all reasons, I mean, just visual clutter. But it's a place where it really needs to stay clean.
The one thing I do miss is my kids did their homework on the island.
Oh,
do I miss that? I mean, it's, while I was cooking, even though, we had to be quiet, a little bit quiet when they were doing things, we could, be together. So yeah, love that textbook.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But soon you're going to have grandchildren that are coloring.
And they'll do their homework at home. They'll just be doing fun things at grandma's house.
No. Gigi, not grandma.
Gigi.
I'm way too young and hip to be grandma.
My mom's grandma name is Gigi.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah, but love those books. Anyway.
I think less is more.
Again,
that phrase. It's never really overused because that is the way to go. So less is more. Hey, if you're listening right now, took us into your kitchen and look around and see what you have on your countertops and see if there's things that, gosh, we don't even drink that kind of tea. Why do I have a canister with that in it? Or
exactly.
I don't. What is
or
that?
Or it's just a tea canister and it's empty, but you left it there because it's cute. But it's just taking up room. So you use it functionally. Put some stuff in it, or go put it in your pantry. Give it away. But move it off the counter.
Yeah.
The one thing that I think does look nice on a counter, if you want to call it a decoration, is just like a little plant.
Yes.
A little live plant. That looks so pretty or on your windowsill, if you want to put some herbs, if you can grow them. Mine always die, but I just love I love the thought of having them there.
Yeah.
That's something really pretty, but I agree with you. I love to cook. I use my kitchen, and my kitchen's a utilitarian kitchen.
Okay. So,
and I think there's a beauty in that.
Yes. And I wanted to throw out here, I think I know another reason why people leave so much stuff sitting out on their countertops. It's because they don't like the way their backsplash looks.
Oh,
and haven't you done that where you kind of you don't like the way it looks, so then you cover it up. Then you've made a bad problem even worse, because now not only do you not like the backsplash, but now your kitchen feels all cluttered. So, I mean, if you really hate your backsplash, there are some things that you can do short of maybe ripping it out and spending a lot of money. For example, sometimes you can paint it. So, just look into what your options are if you just hate it. But kind of think about why you have so much stuff sitting out, if you have a lot, and just kind of think about how you might be able to pare that down.
Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quinn's. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor, and I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order.
Or
That's
maybe you've
point.
always thought that having your toaster and things like that out was just a part of a kitchen. And if you have a place to store it, maybe try that and see if you like the feeling of like a cleaner, more streamlined look.
Well, for example, a can opener. We used to always have a can opener sitting out, but you know what? We hardly open any cans. And when we do, I just use the manual one.
Yeah, I forego all that. All those electrical appliances.
Right. So we don't even have that can opener out anymore.
I'm not
and then the blender.
Not a gadget
I found
person.
out. Here's the thing. We almost always use the immersion blender, which we throw in the drawer. So I don't need that big blender hardly at all.
Although I must say I do use my blender because I make homemade salad dressings.
Oh, yeah, but use your immersion blender for that.
Well, but I also I have a protein shake almost every morning.
So where do you put your blender?
With my toaster in a cabinet.
So it's not on the counter.
No, oh, no. And I pull it out almost every single morning.
And is that such a burden? No, right?
No, not at all. If I had to pull out my KitchenAid mixer, that would be a burden to me.
Yeah,
I probably
daily.
every day. If I was that big of a baker, I would probably leave it on my counter.
I agree. If it's something you're using every day and it's a hassle to go get out, then just leave it. I mean, obviously, it's got to be a practical thing anyway. Too.
If it's not heavier than a blender or a toaster and you have a place for it, put them away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But don't leave your crock pot that you might just make a pot roast in once every 6 weeks or only in the winter. Put it away.
Now, I use my crock pot. I use my slow cooker often, like at least once or twice a week. Yes. But I keep it above my refrigerator in a cabinet and I couldn't stand looking at it all the time.
So do either of you use that slow pot?
You mean the Instapot?
Instapot, whatever. Yeah.
That's sitting on top of my freezer out in the garage. I think I've used it 3 times. It's
apparently I don't even know what it's called.
It's a pressure cooker, slow cooker,
a newer
rice
kind.
cooker. Yeah.
But it's not, the old kind you had to put the lid on and make sure that pressure valve on the top.
I don't do stuff like that. Like I don't have stuff like that. I literally have and I cook a lot. I cook every single night. Every once in a while we'll order Chinese or pizza or something like that. And we don't even really go out to dinner that much anymore. I cook a ton. And literally, as you said, I have that many knives, just a few. I have really 3 pans that I use all the time and we grill. So that's it.
Well, see, you're not making a lot of complicated dishes with sauces and this and that. And so, you're using fresh ingredients and, it's just a different type of style of cooking that you're doing.
It really is. Well, I was just going to say, I think you can have a beautiful kitchen, a well-decorated kitchen without a lot of the clutter of kitchen gadgets or a lot of decorations. I know I keep one on my island and right now I have mums in my bread box, but other than that, that's it.
Mums, and what's in your bread
Mums
box?
in my bread box.
Oddly enough, mums.
They look pretty. They look
I'm
pretty.
sure they look gorgeous.
And it actually hides my phone that's in the kitchen.
Oh, that's smart. One thing I wanted to mention when Anita was talking about the backsplash, I'm going to try this. We were at Haven and we got offered some of that peel and stick tile by, I believe, Aspect. So I'm not going to do it in my kitchen because I'm all set with my marble and whatnot. But I think I'm going to try it out in the laundry room.
Excellent. Well, let us know how it goes.
So I'll let everyone know. And I wonder if you could put that over a pre-existing backsplash.
Well, find out and then report back for us.
I
that
will.
sounds exciting.
I will. Yeah, they're really pretty. Did you see the
yes,
I'm gonna get, I think the honeycomb ones that are so that brushed gold.
And I'll tell you, backsplashes are getting absolutely so interesting. I'll put it that way. They're coming textured and metal and all kinds of interesting things coming down the pike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and so I think what we're saying is don't just leave what you've got on your kitchen. Go in there, think about it, be purposeful about what's on your kitchen, a countertop. So think about what you've got out, what you want out, what you're using, what's beautiful to you, and, put up the rest. So, and, just make sure you're being mindful about what you're doing and that what you're doing works for you.
Good point, Anita.
So remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Hey there. If you're loving our podcast like we're loving our podcast, we would love you to rate and review us. Head to iTunes to do that. It's easy and it would mean so much to us.